Hi guys, this is Wireheadking, and today I'm going to be teaching how to make eyes in Blender 2.59. Oh, and animate them, of course. So this might be quite a big, long tutorial, but you know, it shouldn't be that long. Alright, so I may as well get right into it to save as much of your time as I can. So, delete the cube and replace it with a UV sphere. And, yeah, what am I doing? Leave that at 32, but then if you just click on this, you'll start highlighting it, and just click at the end of it, your little thing go there, as you probably already know, and then press /2, and that will half whatever that number is, because slash means divide, 2 means you're dividing it by 2. I'm just going to do that with both of these, because basically if we were to model with the normal default, with the default vertices, sort of numbers and stuff like that, then it will take us more time and, you know, pointless more time. So okay, so we're just going to do that, and we've got much less vertices, but we're going to add modifiers to add more. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to get to that later, but one thing is, if we're going to edit mode, you can see we've got triangles for faces at the top, and we don't want that. We want it to be all quad poly, and basically means that they're not going to be squares, but they're going to have 4 vertices, because 3 never really works well. Because if I were to add a subdivision subsurface, you can see we get these weird sort of star flowery kind of shapes happening, and that looks really weird. So if we go into edit mode, go into face selection, and just select these top faces, to keep things orderly and just see. Okay, so these two, press Alt J, and then what that does is it just makes it a face by deleting the edge. Or what you could do, which is a longer way, is delete the edge here, go into vertex selection, select these two, and press F. You know, it's a lot quicker to press Alt J, and I'm hoping that saves you a lot of time, because you know, you might have been deleting edges all your life, and that would have taken away a lot of time. And we're going to do the same on the other side, just select vertices and press Alt J. Okay, so yeah, you get the general idea. And yeah, the reason why I'm doing this, as I said, is just avoiding weird shapes. Okay, so now if we were to add a subsurf modifier, where is it? There. It sort of blends in a lot more not more nicer. I don't know really. It just blends in better. Okay, let's just leave it at that. Alright, so yeah, what we're gonna do is just gonna duplicate this and just make it slightly bigger. So, you know, not too much. Okay, somewhere around there. And press H to hide it, and I'll tell you about that later. And then with this one that we had originally, I'm gonna go into edit mode, select this top vertice, and then press G, Z, and then bring it down like that. Oh, not too far down, you know, a bit down, maybe about there. Oh, hang on, I forgot to mention something. Add a loop cut here, and then just press Ctrl E, and then choose edge slide. We can just make that a bit nearer. What we can do is just select all these. In fact, it might actually be easier to select the faces. Okay, there we go. Select all of those, and then go back into vertex selection, and then just bring all these down like that, and then scale it in, and then bring this center vertex down a bit more. In fact, I think it will work better if we were to bring all these back up slightly, because that looks a bit weird. Okay, so alright, so we've sort of made this weird sort of bowl shape, and you're probably wondering why, and well, I'm gonna tell you now really. So what happens is, an eye works like this. You've got an eye, and then the iris, which is the coloured bits, and then you've got the pupil, which is the black bit. This thing's going to be the pupil. This bit is going to be the iris. Anyway, so yeah, and it actually goes in, and I know you never really noticed that, because sort of lighting and shading suggested it is just a perfect spherical shape, but it's not, and that's where this comes in, because what you're looking at is light reflecting off the weird jelly layer, which is going over the eye, and I suppose that the jelly layer is there because, you know, it's stopping infections from getting into your eye and stuff like that. And then you know, you'll see people running around with eye diseases, and then you know their eyes will get all mucus in them and nasty things like that. So that's why this jelly layer is here. That's what I know for a fact that this jelly layer is here, and I'm gonna call it a jelly layer. I don't know if I actually know what it's made out of, but I don't know what it does either. But that's my guess as to what it does. And so that's a little tutorial on how the eye works. Not tutorial, a bit of a whatever you call it, a explanation. Alright, so we're just going to add a subsurf modifier, subdivision subsurface, and might add a loop cut just here. In fact, that looks kind of stupid, so we're not going to. Alright, and then we're just going to press smooth, and that looks nice and smooth. And oh, I accidentally pressed Alt A. That's played the animation. Okay, press Alt H again to bring back this, and then give this the same modifier. Did this have two? Yeah. And okay, so yeah, now we're gonna hide it again because we don't like it. Sorry about that. And now we're just gonna save this because I can, or because we need to. Okay, so this is the this is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna give this materials. Okay, so let's just give this 3 materials. So 1, okay, and then 2, 3. Alright, so this is going to be the white bit of the eye. This is going to be the pupil. In fact, let's go from out to in. So let's make this the iris, and then let's make this bit the pupil. Okay, so now we need to assign these to the right places. So the white we don't really need to do. The iris we do need to do. And I'm just going to select this and this inner bit here, making sure you don't select the vertice that's right in the middle. And press assign, and now we're just going to make this, what color eye did I get? I just downloaded an image a few minutes ago. Green. Okay, so yeah, I did choose correctly. So I'm going to make that green, and then the inner bits, so deselect this so you can sort of see stuff. Might have to, in fact, if we just select the faces, let's just do it like this. This is going to be the pupil, and this is looking really weird at the moment, but we're going to make it look better in a bit. Okay, so make that black, and then press assign. Okay, so we now got the eye. We're going to save, and if we just select. Sorry, my brother's making really weird noises, like he's, you know, shouting over Xbox and stuff, so I'm sort of getting a bit off focus. Anyway, yeah, if we just select all these bits here, and then increase the mean crease by pressing N, and increasing the mean crease, like I said earlier, to about 1 or something, then what that's done is it's just made it a lot more round. In fact, this edge up here doesn't actually need any, I think. Oh yeah, that edge can just stay like that. What that's done is it's just made it a lot more round, and yeah, you can sort of see for yourself really what that does. Okay, so yeah, in fact we can actually just make that slightly less mean creasy, because you know it's actually lost its smoothness a bit by doing that. So let's just decrease that no, let's just leave it like that. Okay, so hang on, I need to cough. I can feel this big coughing spree building up. Okay, so that's me coughing done, and alright, so that's the general materials, and we're gonna give the jelly bit a jelly material in a bit. But okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go into top view and select the iris. Make sure you're in ortho. Make sure that up here it says ortho. If it says persp, which stands for perspective, then just press the 5 on the number pad. And if you don't have a number pad, which my dad's laptop doesn't, so I understand you might have his laptop, or not his, you know, a similar laptop, you can go to view, view persp / ortho, and that will just toggle it. But you know, if you've got a number pad, make sure number lock's on, number lock, whatever, and then press number pad 5. Okay, so that's just a mini tip there. What we're going to do is just going to select everything with that material, and then zoom in as best we can, just so that it fits really. and hide our tool shelves, and then just zoom out a bit. Press U, and then project from view. And if we just bring this new menu up by clicking on this line thing up here, and then dragging along, we're going to make a new window and choose UV image editor. And then if we go to image, open image, and then find a picture of an eye, or I just got a plain picture of an iris and it's not opening because it's stupid. Okay, maybe I'm stupid. Let's go out of edit mode and try and open it. Okay, so it works now. Oh, come on. Really? Right, let's see if we can come out of edit mode and open it. Right, so alright, that's pretty much simple. Just need to get this to the best size we can so that it fits perfectly or something. Ooh, I know, maybe there's a thing here. No, wait. Okay, so that's gonna have to do, just to spend time adjusting it. And how far in is a pupil? So if I just put my mouse there and go back into edit mode. Okay, so I just need to make this slightly bigger. Hang on. Yeah, it would be a lot easier if edit mode would actually allow us to. Hang on. Okay, so I want it to be roughly about there. I'd say that's quite good. Maybe just to be on the safe side, put it about there. And okay, so that's how to make the iris for now. Oh, hang on, we need to actually apply that texture. So where it says text none, that's if you actually, if it does say that, just go from none to image or movie. And this is really the most complicated part, and it's not that complicated. Choose iris, tick pre-multiply so this weird white outline doesn't really pop up. And under coordinates, choose UV and UV text. And what that's done is, what we were doing there is UV mapping, although you may or may not have known that is what we were doing. Okay, so need to cough again. Sorry, I've got this cough today for some reason. Yeah, sorry about that. It's literally just popped up, that cough. So yeah, I would never really start a video with me coughing like that. So anyway, yeah. So where was I? Oh yeah, so we got that, and just to make sure that does look good and not absolutely ridiculous, I'm hoping that our hidden thing does not show up. That it does. So let's just move that down. Oh wait, no, not that. The hidden one. Let's just move that down by 2, so then we can just see what this looks like. Okay. Looks a bit weird, but generally that's the sort of idea that we wanted. If we just go to image sampling and change the filter size down to that, then that's just made it slightly more clear. And yeah, I'm afraid it's, I don't know, maybe we do need to actually add some mean crease. Whoa, what am I doing here? In fact, no, we shouldn't have to do that. In fact, let's just see. Set that to 1. Render that. No, that has done nothing, so that's not that. Yeah, the problem is, oh, I know what it is. Yeah, it's silly me. Hang on. Go to mapping, and then size, set that to 0.5 by 0.5 by 0.5. Then go to image mapping, change it from repeat to clip. And now if we render, it's going into a lot more detail like that. So, that's sort of what we were after, and yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we've got that done, so we can just save that again, and yeah, so that's worked. Well, that has worked. Okay, so call this iris col. Sorry about that. Okay, alright, so now I need to just press GZ1. Oh, GZ2. There we go. And now that's back in position, so we're going to hide it. And, whoa, what am I doing? Okay, now, going to work on the white bits. Just set the specularity hardness to 100 and change the lighting from Lambert to, I think, mini would work actually, and set the darkness to 0.1. Okay, so that's just made this nice bit. Ooh, actually, maybe a bit more than just 0.1. 0.3. Yeah, 0.3. That would do. And set the diffuse to 1 as well. So that's made this really nice bright thing, and that will do for now. For the pupil, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. Set it to 100. Diffuse. In fact, no, I don't really have to do that. And we're actually going to set the intensity of the specularity to 0.05, just as a bit, but not too much, because it's black and stuff. So, you know, and it's sort of it doesn't have much specularity, the pupil. So you know. Okay, so now just gonna move that down again and render. See what that looks like. Okay, so that's looking quite good. Only problem is the mean crease is really showing up. Set that to 0 and render that again. And it's still showing up for some reason. Why is it doing that? Ah, never mind. In fact, actually, that's not showing up that much. Oh, hang on. Seems like none of the. Never mind. Okay, so for the jelly, this is a interesting one. What we're gonna do is move it back into position, and then make sure that nothing's actually like coming out of the thing. Okay, so that looks very contained to me. So I don't know why it was making everything look really weird in the render. It stopped working. See, this is why I save, because if I hadn't saved, then I'd have to start this tutorial all over again. So let's open it back up again and try and render it again. Okay, I have no idea why it's doing that, so let's just make it slightly bigger. In fact, press S and then hold shift, and I'll just make it gradually bigger. Render. Oh, a bit more. And render. Okay, there we go. So just make sure that the whole thing is being taken up like that. Alright, so I'm just going to actually add some more better. I'm just going to add better lighting to the scene, just so that we can sort of see all sort of angles and stuff, because now it's not really about what's at the top, it's about what's all around. So I've added an area lamp. I'm going to set the size to about 5, energy to about 0.2, and just going to give it a decent angle. And well, actually I'd just say very small dim spotlight coming from underneath, because I do want to see what's underneath. Usually I wouldn't do this, but in this occasion I will. Set that to 0.1, and then I think I might add a spotlight coming through on a small angle here. This is really bad in amateur lighting, guys, so please forgive me. But you know, it just sort of shows up the thing, well, my project a bit more. Okay, so we can see what that looks like there. And if I were to just rotate this by 90 degrees, like eyes usually are, and render this, then we can sort of see how the front of the eye is going to look. And sorry about that again. Okay, now for the jelly material. Here we go. Select the outer thing, and give us a new material. Call it jelly. Oops. And we are just going to increase the specularity intensity. Did we do that for the whites? Yes, we did. Okay, good. Oh no, we didn't. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, for the white of the eye, just increase the intensity. So yeah, for this, increase the intensity to 1, and set this to, I think, Fong might actually work. And then the lighting, the diffusion, keep that the same. Yeah, that will work, I think. And just set the hardness to 100 again, like everything else. Like maybe 120, just a bit more. And I'm gonna set the gonna give it transparency and set the alpha to 0. And yeah, that will actually. Yeah, that will do. So now, when we render this, you can see how it's got a nice jelly outline. Why is none of this subsurfing work? I think it's, let's just see the general mean crease of this all. Oh, I see what it is. Right, it's these edges here. None of these edges need it. So I'm just gonna select all these edges, and yeah, takes a bit of time. Okay, and just decrease them, increase on these to 0. Now everything's a lot smoother, I hope. Now when we render it, it still looks kind of not very well done. So that's weird. But you get the idea. You can see that's looking alright. It would look much better if it was actually subsurfed. Where's it gone? There it is. Ugh, it's there you go. Okay, so is this is it, right? I accidentally ticked so that this didn't show up in the render. Now when we render it, that's looking a lot better. Isn't that looking a lot better? The lighting's off, as I already said, but you know, generally that's looking quite good. Just you know, the general look of the front of it and stuff. I know there's not too much, you know, blood shots and stuff, and because it's just an eye, I haven't got any. It looks kind of weird because there's no face, but if I had like a little nose and stuff, that would look alright. But you know, as I said, you know, just an eye. Alright, so now to animate it. So to animate it, I need to give it a little friend, you know, just another one. So if I were to just put these in a group, in fact, should I just make this? I'm gonna make this the same mesh and remove it from that group that I made randomly. Okay, and if I render this, it should look the same. Yes, it does. Good. And I'm gonna call this I. There we go. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select every single vertex in the entire thing and just move it across by 2. In fact, that's maybe not enough. 3. That should be enough. I'm going to duplicate this and then x minus 6, so that covers the 3 that we made there and then the next 3. So now these are very symmetrical and stuff like that. So I'm just going to hide all the lights for now, just so it makes navigating around a lot clearer and easier, and the same with the camera. Alright, so what I'm going to do is add an empty. In fact, actually it's probably best to have added an empty in earlier, so let's just how about we in fact, yeah, that's probably best. So bring us back to the middle and add an empty. So add empty. Where are we? There we are. And oh, hang on. No, I don't. We only need. Oh no, we do. Yeah, it's fine. Sorry about that. I just got a bit confused then. Okay, and now we're going to select both of these. In fact, let's make the empty bigger so we can sort of see. In fact, actually, it's not going to actually be in the shape, so that's fine for now. Okay, but we're just going to bring this along like that. So G X 3 Shift D minus 3 minus 6. Oh, there we go. Alright, so that's moved that nicely, and the empties are perfectly lined up as well. So we can actually make these smaller. So 0.2 and S.2 as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is, if we were to, we're just going to, for now, we're not actually going to add any sort of epic shapes to go along with this, like the real riggers do. That sounded like a racist word, but it was not meant to be. Okay, right, so we're going to add an arm, which is going to be a single bone, and again, I should have done this before. Actually, no, it's fine. If we press GZ3, then that's brought it there, and then we're just going to go over here and tick X-ray so we can see it through the eye, which makes it easier. Then I'm going to press Shift DX minus 6, so then that one's there. And it's quite important that we name these. So this is going to be the left eye, and this is going to be the right eye. Okay, save. And alright, so what we're going to do is, in fact, that's actually done. I don't actually need to do any settings or anything like that. We might need to do that later, because I haven't actually made eyes in Blender 2.5 yet, so I might need to do some settings later. But generally, that's fine. Okay, but what we are going to do is, in this constraints thing, we're going to add constraints, and, oh, hang on, maybe, why is it? Oh yeah, we need to go into pose mode to do this, and select it, now add constraint. We're going to want to choose track 2, and then we're going to want to name the empties. Let's just quickly go to object mode and call this empty left. Oh yeah, you might want to name these .l So I dot L, and this is going to be I dot R, and I empty dot L, and I empty dot R. And that will make sense when you find out more about how to rig an entire character. But for now, you're probably wondering why on earth I did that. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically L stands for left, R stands for R, and for awesome, quick and easy rigging, that is just very, very useful. I'm not going to go into explaining stuff and showing you random features that don't actually matter. How long have we been doing this tutorial? I've been talking a lot. 24, oh my goodness, okay. So you've already turned off by now, so thank you for watching this all the way through, if you still are, so yeah, okay. Alright, so we're going to want this one to track to the left empty, so it'll be I empty dot L, and then this one, I'm going to pose mode, will track to, oops, I empty dot R, whoop, hang on, what else I track to, I empty dot R. Okay, so now, we're just going to select this, and press shift, oh no, it's the other way around, yeah, select the eye, and then press shift and right click on the armature, and press control P, and then, with automatic weights for now, I think that will work, and if we just move this empty around, yep, the eye is moving with it, you can see because of the lighting and stuff like that, and, oh, it's done the same over here, because it's clever. Oh wait, actually no, is it moving the eye? No, it's not, it's just moving the armature. Okay, so do the same, so control P with automatic weights. Okay, so now if we were to select both these empties, you can see both the eyes are moving. We don't have to do that every single time. So what the pros do, I know they noticed, I noticed they did this with Sintel, is they actually make a very quick mesh. In fact, I'm actually going to use 2 circles for this, so very low poly, little circular mesh. And these are just going to sort of simulate, just drag this around the eye there, it's literally just going to simulate you know, sort of kind of like glasses lens, because it's sort of, you know, matched up with the eyes, and you know, it's just quite funny in a way. And alright, I'm just going, woo, I only want these 3, and if you just enable clipping and scale it in. In fact, probably best we add some loop cuts here and then scale it in, just to make these sort of little glasses kind of shapes. Okay, let's just, what on earth is called, oh wait, yeah, just bring that back. Okay, and now yeah, that's that really. So just apply this mirror modifier and bring it out and roughly to the same place where the empties are. And you might want to just bring this up a bit, sort of make more sort of glasses sort of things. But yeah, that's generally what you do. And then you're going to select both these empties, and then select the glasses. Press Control P, Object, with the glasses now selected. You're going to change it from textured to wire, so that if you go into front view, you can sort of see. And then you can see how the eyes are moving. But you probably can't. So let's just hide the outer, the jelly bit for now. In fact, that's probably not gonna work. Okay, we can't really do that. So how am I gonna make you? In fact, if I just, in fact not, but basically that works. You can probably see it in your own Blender project. But now we can move the eyes around in this one sort of circular motion. So they're going to be focusing on the same point. So let's say there is a cube far, far away over here, and they want to look at that cube. You can just adjust the glasses, and they look at the cube. It's kind of funny, but it's kind of also offensive to people who wear glasses. But you can just put the glasses on the cube. Anyway, so that's all very fun. That's how to make and rig eyes. Let's just press Alt H so all the lighting and stuff comes back. And because the lighting was made specifically for the middle, then both of these should be quite badly lit, because none of them in the middle anymore. Render this, and you can see that, you know, it looks all very funny. And then move the glasses, So they should be looking up, and yes, they are looking up. So you get the idea. Hope that teaches you a bit about making eyes in Blender. In fact, I hope it teaches you everything about making eyes in Blender. So yeah, that's that. So thanks for watching this half an hour long tutorial. This has been Wireheadking. Comment, rate, subscribe, visit my website, follow me on Twitter. Any questions or whatever, then put them in the comments, and I will see you in my next tutorial or video. I might make a Call of Duty video or something. Anyway, so you get the idea. Yes, so thanks for watching, and goodbye.